Welcome to today's video. Today we have a question from Subramanian, and he said, how to experience my awareness outside the body. I have the following question. How do I experience that my awareness is not just localized to this body, but is all pervasive? I understand it conceptually or logically, but if there is a method or tool to experience this. Thank you so much for your guidance. Okay. So this is something that arises for everybody when we come to these teachings of self-inquiry, of meditation. Mind wants a tool to experience oneself as all-pervasive, infinite, non-local. But here's where you must realize that there is no tool. All tools are limited in their capacity to help you do this. Mind always wants the next thing. Mind always wants a fancy tool or technique. It says, give me something to do. But it is that very notion, buying into that notion of needing to do something to get there, that is the greatest obstacle from you recognizing your formless nature. What wants to experience itself as infinite? It is just the idea you have of yourself. It is the person that says, I want to get somewhere and achieve this formless self. It is the mind which says this. And it is the greatest obstacle to actually recognizing that true nature of oneself. So there is no tool. The only tool you can say is silence, the absence of concepts, which is what self-inquiry meditation is about. When you turn away from what you are aware of to the recognition of that which is aware, so from seen to seer, from change to changeless, from objects to self, that is the space of being which is free from any notion of separation. It is free from the notion of I and other. It is free from concept. You have to start to return to that self-awareness. Self-awareness is free from the notion of individual self. In self-awareness, your entire idea and story of yourself, what you take yourself to be, as the separate individual who is trying to experience its formlessness, it dissolves. It is nowhere to be found. It's funny that the mind that says, oh, give me a tool to experience my formlessness, is the same mind which runs away from silence. It's like fire running away from water. Because this concept wants to survive as a concept, but it wants to become now an infinite concept, but there's no such thing. So you see, the formless is not a concept. You see, so we can't experience our formlessness as a person. We want to take the idea I have of myself into this seeing, but you can't. It's literally like a trade-off. You have to give away your personhood, meaning you have to relinquish the attachment to the idea you have of yourself, the image you have of yourself, to recognize the imageless self that you are. So, Subramanian, the only way to experience your non-local, formless, all-pervasive self is to keep returning to self-awareness. If your mind is scattered, this is not possible. If you're constantly immersed in conceptual experiences, if you're constantly immersed in conceptual ideas about life, about yourself, this is not possible. Which is why you have to learn to turn away from the mind. Especially during moments of practice, you have to have that intensity where you turn away from the thoughts to the seer of them. Here and now, what knows your experience? Acknowledge that. Notice the knower. Be aware of that which is aware. And notice how that is a conceptless space. Learn to, quote unquote, stay there, dwell in that, brew in that, allow that to mature. You'll find a certain depth developing. And there you will find how the absence of concepts is the disappearance of the world as you know it, is the dissolving of the seeming solidity of the individual self and the world that it is experiencing. As concepts, as a seeming reality of concepts is diminishing, your all-pervasiveness, your formlessness will become clear. This is the path. So I would advise to entirely let go of this concept of seeking my awareness outside of this body or whatever. Return to the awareness that is present here and now. Actually, it has nothing to do with your body. It is not. So just let go of that entirely. Just keep returning to the one ever-present fact, I am aware. How to do this practice and how to overcome the subtle obstacles to this practice are all listed in my free self-inquiry mini course that I'm offering right now. I'll link that down below. Make sure to go through that. It will really transform your practice. It will really bring depth to your practice. Okay. It is also attached, that course is attached to my free support group where you're able to interact with a wonderful community and submit questions just like this. So if you're watching this and you're new to this channel, first of all, hit the like button and subscribe. It would be a great help. And also feel free to join that support community. I think it will help your practice. That's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you are looking for more private help from me, you can also check out my School of Awakening program. But other than that, I will see you in the next video.